And you have to even be careful of the kind of food you get because some perish too easy. Okay. So there is a warning. In other words, if the storm comes and catch you without your food or without your house properly secured, then it's your fault. Will you agree with me?
Yes.
Because the warning was sent.
Yes.
Now, if the storm come out of nowhere, and no one was expecting the storm overnight, a storm comes, then that depends on the fact that you have been thinking that we don't know what can happen, so you know what? Let me put down some stuff in case.
Yes, that's right.
Right?
Provision.
Well, there is a warning in Revelation 14 verse 9 to 11. And I want the participation of all the church, young people and all. I want you to read what the Word of God says. We're going to start from verse 9. Verse 9. You ready, Brittany? Verse 9. Amen? Let's read from verse 9. And verse 9 says, and the third angel, that's not everybody, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive what? His mark in where? In his forehead or where? Or in his hand. Verse 10 says, the same shall what? Shall drink of the wine and of the wrath of God, which is what? Which is poured out without mixture into the cup of what? His indignation, and he shall be tormented with what? With fire and what? And brimstone. Where? In the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Verse 11. And the smoke of their torment ascended up what? Forever and ever. And they have no rest, day nor night, who worship the beast and his image, and whosoever receive the mark of his name. The warning has been issued many years ago that we should not worship the beast nor his image. Very crucial stuff. What I want the church to understand this morning, first of all, is that everyone will be involved. It doesn't matter if you are a believer or not. Every single individual in this world will be a part. I'm telling you. The only difference that's going to be between these people is those who choose to accept and those who choose to reject. If you choose to reject, there is a penalty. And if you choose to reject, there is a reward. Amen? Amen. Accept. If you choose to accept, there will also be a penalty. Watch me. There is a penalty coming from both angles. Because for those who choose to stand with God, those who are in charge on earth, the beast and his followers will apply some serious force to make sure that you understand that they are serious. Yeah? And God, on the other hand, now is saying, if you ever listen to them because they are doing you that, I'm going to punish you.
Yes.
So it depends on who you want the punishment from. Mercy divine. That is like me saying to my daughter, if you ever do that, I'm going to spank you. And my wife said, if you ever do that, I'm going to spank you. Okay. So if she listens to me, she's going to get a spanking from mommy. And if she ever listens to mommy, she's getting a spanking from me. You know you have some relationships like that, where the kids don't know what to do because mommy is saying one thing and daddy's saying another, right? Well, we are kind of like in that position in the world when we're talking about Christianity or spirit when we're talking about spirituality. We are in that position. Because many people are complaining, saying, I don't know what direction to turn. Because some people are saying this, while some are saying that. And everybody's saying, I'm right. But I believe in sticking to the Word of God.
Amen.
Because the Word of God makes it clear that there will be a beast. And this beast will have image. And this image, this beast, will be seeking worship. If the beast or the image is seeking worship, that means they're going to be in a church form.
Yes, that's right.
So many people in the world today is looking towards this beast, thinking that this beast is going to be some army out there with machine guns on their shoulder. But it's gonna be a church. Because they are seeking worship.
Yes, yes.
And I want to make that clear. It is not the church that is seeking the worship, but the beast are the person who give the power to the beast, which is we're moving directly back to the dragon, which is Satan.
Yes. Worship.
All Satan is about is worship.
Yes.
And if you can remember when he took Jesus in the wilderness after he fasted, what he wanted was for Jesus to bow down and worship him. And he said, I will give you all of this if you do that. From ever since he's been looking worship.
Yes.
Because he covet what God has.
Yes.
So is it, what are you going to worry about? Is it man's penalty or God's penalty? Which one? Well, let's look at Revelation 13. I want you to turn to Revelation 13. And we're going to look at verse 15 to 17. What verse did I say? 15 to 17. So Revelation 13, 15 to 17. Look what the Bible says. Verse 15 says, and he what? Had power to give life unto what? Unto the image of the beast. That what? That the image of the beast should what? Both speak and cause that as many as would worship the image of the beast should be killed. If you would not worship the image, if you would not worship the image of the beast, you would be killed. So the penalty that will be on earth is that you will be killed if you fail to accept the mark of the beast. So allow me to say this, church, because we are now falling in a trap that is going to capture all of us. Watch this. Everybody is accustomed to leaving high school and going to college. Everybody is accustomed to leaving college or finding a husband or a wife at college and then come and start life, what we say start life. You want a house, you want a decent job. So the focus is about what you can get on this earth, which is material things. And we are so caught up in getting the material things that we lose focus of the spiritual things. Watch this. And I don't want you to take it as an offense, but just listen carefully to what I'm saying. They're going to be able to control us because of what we need. Yes. So they're saying now, if you need this, I will not give it to you unless you do this. So now because you will be the only one without a job, or you'll be the only one without this and without that, then you're going to think to comply.
Yes.
So a crucial time is coming. Watch what I'm saying. Listen to me carefully. Many of the elders today will not be the one who is going to experience of this crucial time. But pray for your daughter and your son and your grandsons. Because it is coming.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, it is moving so rapidly that we can't say we won't experience it. We cannot say that we won't experience it. So let's continue to read verse 16. Let's read verse 16. And he did what? Caused it all. Did you see that? All. Both what? Small and what? And great. Rich and poor. Free and bond. To receive a mark where? In their right hand or where? in their forehead, verse 17 says, and that no man might what? Buy or sell, save he that what? Had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Mercy.
Are you listening to me?
Have mercy, Lord.
The Bible is saying, and I'm happy your God take the time out to give us detail about what is going to happen.
Yes.
So it is not Brother Rashid's word. This has been there. Understand this. The Bible says all. The Bible says small and great.
Yes.
So maybe you're saying, oh, the queen is too big, they can't touch her. Nice.
No, sir.
And maybe you're saying, that man he's too small. Insignificant. No, everybody will have to respond. Everybody will have to make a decision. Every single person. And it's going to come to a point where you can't buy
No, sir.
nor sell. So if you can't buy or sell, you could never talk about having a business.
Same here.
Mercy. So many who is killing up themselves today to be in the city will be running to the country.
Yes, sir.
Oh, you're not getting it. Because in the city, they will be surrounded by these men. But in the country, sometimes it's the only little place that you will find somewhere to rest.
Yes. True.
So husband will run left wife.
Yes.
Oh, you don't understand what I'm saying. Just like how it was in the day of Noah and Lot and Sodom, same way it's gonna be in this time. So in the time of Noah, he was preaching to many, everybody, but it was just a few who accept to go in with him. And in Sodom and Gomorrah, here Lot was running to his son-in-laws and those who he can talk to. When the angel said, you gotta go now.
Yes.
Yes.
They took him for granted. They made mockery of him. They just went on. And he's saying, I'm telling you, let's go, come now.
Yes.
I'm saying to the church, like, now we need to be prepared and ready.
Yes.
We need to be ready now.
Amen.
But we're not taking it serious because we don't see this happening in sight. Just like when Jesus was on earth, many didn't see it in sight. The Messiah was right in front of them, but they didn't believe. So when is it that we are going to come to our understanding that this can happen even in our time right now? Because in some places in the world, some serious things are happening. We saw it where even on national television, they are cutting off head of Christians. Yeah? Some serious things are happening. And in no time, this can drastically change. Where you have no freedom at all. So it's sad to say, education won't help you. Big money in the bank won't help you. It's going to boil right back down to simple, your belief in God. Are you willing to stand for Him? But I want the church to understand something. I want you to understand something. There will be some people who are not in the church who will see this thing happening and realize this cannot be of God. And that will drive them to make a decision for God.
That's right.
While there are going to be many in the church who is going to say, I can't stand against these people. I must submit.
Same way. Have mercy.
So there will be a shaking, the Bible says.
Yes.
Are you hearing me? There will be a shaking. I don't know if you know anything about shaking. But I was brought up in the country. And I'm used to seeing a tree with mangoes. Looking good where most of them is ripe. Sometimes we will get even a spanking because we shake a tree that only have one or two ripe mango. And because of that we lose many mangoes because all the green mangoes start dropping off just to get the one ripe mango. Oh, you're not getting it, man.
Yes.
But you have some trees that don't drop stuff so easily. Jesus. Oh, I wish the church is hearing me. You have some trees that don't drop stuff so easily. In Jamaica, they would use that tree to say that you are mean. They would use the tree to say you are mean like star apple. If they say you're mean like star apple, mean you're mean. You mean bad. So you could climb the star apple tree and you will shake and shake and shake. Maybe you fall out the tree before a star apple would come down. You believe me? But so the church need to have a star apple firmness that when any wind come, you won't be gone. Any shaking, you will still be here.
Amen.
Because a shaking is coming, man.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. But there is something I want the church to understand. There is something I want the church to understand. Those who yield to these pressure, both religious, economic, will do this knowing that they are violating the laws of God.
Yes.
Are you understanding me? In other words, the time is not going to come where we are making a decision to worship the beast and his image and don't know that that is what we are doing. You won't be worshiping the beast not knowing that you are violating the laws of God. Well, there are churches that are teaching today that the laws of God are done away with. We don't need them anymore. And even in the time in which we are living now, there is not much emphasis on the laws of God, which is the 10 Commandments. But this is going to be the determining factor in the end. The laws of God. Why? Because one of God's commandments says, remember the 7th-day Sabbath to keep it holy. 6 days shall thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. This is one of which I support what many say, where we cannot just speak of the 4th commandment, which says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. In other words, if you are keeping the Sabbath holy, but you don't respect the commandment that says, thou shalt not commit adultery.
Yes.
If you don't respect that, then the Bible says that you are guilty of all. In other words, if I was actually doing 9, but the only one I have a problem with is coveting my neighbor, the Bible is actually saying I'm guilty of all of them. If you know the story of the rich young ruler, he walked up to Jesus confidently and he said, Master, what shall I do to inherit the kingdom of heaven? And he said, keep God's commandment, man. Love God. And he said, well, I'm happy that you said that because I've been doing this from I was a youth. Yes. I've been doing all these things from I was a youth. So Jesus said, well, okay, I'm not arguing with you. I know the 9 that you're keeping. So Jesus said, okay, sell what you have and give it to the poor and then come and follow me. He got an invitation to come and follow me. Jesus didn't just say to him, sell what you have and give it to the poor and just go and live. Jesus gave him an invitation, said, come and follow me. And he was vexed. The Bible said that he left sorrowful. As a matter of fact, there was not another word about him in the Bible. That was the last of him we heard. So there are many who is sitting before me today that will agree on so much, but there is one thing where you're not let go of. It is sad to say that for some of us, our kids are what is going to cause us to lose our way. It is sad to say that it is going to be husband. It is sad to say it's going to be wife. But did you know that Jesus actually painted this picture? That you cannot love any of these more than you love me. Did you know that at the end of the day, the first person in our life should be Jesus? Yes. And everything else after? Yes. But we are loving kids more than we love God. And we are loving husband more than we love God. Loving wife more than we love God. We love in the assets, the very thing that God blessed you with. More than how we love God. Mercy. Well, let me take you down on a journey. Watch this. Revelation 15, verse 1. Check this out. Revelation 15, verse 1. Revelation 15, verse 1. You there? Yes. Revelation 15, 1. And it says, and I saw another one, sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels, having what? The 7 last what? Last plagues. For in them, in the plagues, is filled up the wrath of God. This is already done. It is fixed. You and I can't change that. 7 angels with the 7 last plagues. And those angels they are filled with the wrath of God. Watch me. Without mixture. Maybe you don't understand what that means. Without mixture means no mercy. So in other words, I have time when I'm spanking my kids. And even though they feel like I'm doing all that I can, I'm actually having mercy on them. Because just because I know that Zede is afraid of licks, when I'm hitting her, I pick up something that I know won't really hit her so hard. It's the idea of getting spanking she's afraid of. So if I use my whole hand or just 2 fingers, she's still gonna cry. Because it's the idea of being spanked she's afraid of. But then you have some that you directly have to.
Yes.
Oh, mercy. Yes. That you may have to broke a piece of stick for them. Amen. Amen. And like with my mom now. My mom, God has blessed her with the ability to speak. So she can use words and spank you. So she give you a threat and you feel like you just got a spanking. Yeah. And she hits hard too. Praise the Lord. So watch this now. These 7 angels will have wrath of God. You hearing me? Let's look at the next chapter, which is chapter 16, and we're going to look at verse 1 and 2. I don't even want to rush too fast. Because when I thought about this message, when I went through it, I said, it doesn't make sense that I come and go through this whole ton load of stuff, and then you walk away not remembering anything. It's best if I just cover a few things, and you get what I'm saying, and later on we can go further into the study. So what I've done now, because I will be in charge of Bible class this evening, I'm going to do a continuation. Because you sitting there, I know you have questions, but because this is not how church functions, you won't be able to ask your questions now. So I'm inviting you back to Bible class this evening, and let us talk about it. Amen? So let's look at this chapter. Chapter 16, verse 1 and 2. It reads, and I heard a great voice out of the temple saying to the 7 angels. You see that? What did he say? Go your ways and pour out the vials of the wrath of God upon the earth. Oh, so watch me. This verse tells you that the angels with the wrath is not for Mars or Jupiter. It is for earth.
Amen.
Are you hearing me? Okay. Well, stay with me. Verse 2. And the first went and poured out his vial upon the earth. And there fell what? A noisome and a grievous what? Sword. So the first angel, what the first angel will come with is sword. Serious sword. Some Job sword. where flesh a leave body,
Mercy.
some serious sore. And just like how Job sat there in the ash and had to just bear the pain until death come, Job was pushed to the point to see if he would commit suicide. Oh, you didn't know that?
Yeah.
Job was placed in a position where he felt as if he was not gonna get any answer, no relief from the pain and the sore and the disgrace and the smell. Oh, you didn't know he was smelling? He was smelling. In other words, if you didn't love Job, you couldn't be where Job was. A sore is coming. Okay. Mercy divine. Well, understand this. I don't want you to be afraid. You know? And listen why I don't want you to be afraid. Because it's all about the choice that you make.
Yeah.
In other words, all of this can happen and has nothing to do with you.
Amen.
You don't understand what I'm saying? In other words, if you are in the right place with the Lord, this don't apply.
Amen. That's right.
Walking with the umbrella in the rain.
You don't get what I'm saying, Sister Franz? So if you make it right with God, why would you worry about this? In other words then, if my father pick up a piece of stick, a big one or a big leather belt, and say, if you ever, I'm going to give you 27 out of this, and put it on right here, why would I worry about it when I know I'm not going to do what my daddy say I'm not supposed to?
Amen.
So that belt is going to stay there and rot. But there's always a but. If I ever dare,
Yes.
but this is what catch most of us. Because as far as I am right now, I can still remember when I was a youth. And if I know my dad is not around, I push more to do things than when my dad is around. Many of you may be like that. And this is not just a boy thing. I know girls do that too. If mommy and dad is not around. In other words, I've heard many parents got some complaint about their kids. And they say, that's not my child. That is not my child. Because I've never seen my child done this or that. That's not my child. So my mother got a call one day and said, Miss Rena, you need to come to the school right now because your son has done this, that. She said, that's not my child. But mom, you still need to come because we need. Say, okay, I will come. And what my mother did before she even talked to the teacher, she went directly to the child and said, tell me. Mercy divine. Did this, that? No, mommy. He said no. I'm gone. God, that could never be my child. But did you know that many of us swear for the people because we have never seen them done? I can't believe that they would. And when you come to understand, yes, and yes, pastor, you're a daughter. Yes, elder, you're a son. I'm telling you. Oh no, man, you would never do that to my Christian. Mercy divine. All right, so my next question I have for the church. I see that you're paying attention. My next question I have for the church. How has the sign of God stand against the opposition of the mark of the beast? Because you have to understand it. There would not have been a conflict if God was in agreement or if Satan was in agreement with God. If Satan was in agreement, we wouldn't even have this issue today. Are you understanding me? Because God was God before he even created the earth or any of them. So the only reason why we are in this position is because of one of those who was created had a problem with the structure that God had and his position. So you formed a company and you hire somebody and the person whom you hired now wants your position. Oh, Jesus. That's serious stuff, you know. Lucifer is so out of place. out of order. Mercy divine. And after these things, I saw 4 angels standing on the 4 corners of the earth, holding the 4 winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow upon the earth, nor the sea, nor on any tree. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the 4 angels, to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their forehead. So there is a sealing that will happen before the final hour. So there are moments when I pray, when I ask God, seal me in your righteousness. Oh, maybe you still don't understand. What it means when it says, seal me. In other words, fix me in the right doings. Oh, I don't know if you're getting it. In other words, God, don't give me the choice. Don't leave me, because if you leave me alone, I am going to mess it up. Oh, I was talking to the young people this morning about lusting. Looking and lusting. What the difference? And I'm happy a lot of them is saying, if you're married, you're not supposed to be lusting. But unfortunately, and I saw it really work. Some say that you shouldn't be looking at anybody else, which is right. But unfortunately, that's not really how it works. But God told us in the passage that we were reading this morning from Matthew 5. He said that if you find out that the lusting is an issue to you, he said you must pluck out the eyes then. Okay. He said, oh God. He said, pluck out the eyes. And if I'm stealing, cut off your hand. And if I go in places where you know you're not supposed to go, take off the foot them. Because the Bible says it's better if you know so you go heaven without the eye. Mercy divine. Than for your whole body go hell. But then the kid said, so you mean this is literal? Yeah, and a brilliant one was there. She said, no, it's not literal. It just means that you must abstain from whatever it is that you're doing. So I said, to what extreme, to what extent, to how far do you go with this restraint or abstain? So she said, if it is the eye is the problem, then you need to isolate yourself. Go somewhere where you're just animal alone. That you are not attracted to. Have mercy. Hallelujah. And on a real note, we're going to have to make some sacrifices.